Oh, I had to roll the sleeves up for this one. Is this thing on? I do believe that now it is. And with that being said, it is your host, El Tucker Tente. We'll get right to it, the ultimate sensei, and save the rest for tomorrow. So with that, or later tonight, or later today, depending on when you might be watching this. So we got joining me, though, on this adventure and podcast simulation that we are going to indulge in, talking about wrestling, something that we both love so much. And that would be the good brother returning, Scotty Toustone. Thank you for joining me. Now, with that being said, we can dive right back into it. The last time we kicked it and hung out down here was during WrestleMania. However, we kicked it during night one. We had different plans and embarked on different paths during night two. However, we both still watched night two as well. So let's just dive right into it, shall we? How did you feel about WrestleMania night one and two? Been a couple weeks removed, but before we get into where we're going, we have to start from where the journey began.
They were serviceable pay-per-views.
Serviceable pay-per-views. Okay. Standouts, letdowns. What comes to mind?
Oh, standout. That great Charlotte Flair match. That shoot of a match.
The Tiffy Charlotte?
That shit looked stiff.
It did.
That was a shoot.
Also, it kind of looked like Charlotte was trying to sandbag her towards the end of it. Did you catch that vibe?
Oh, absolutely.
You did.
I loved it.
Like that last 30 seconds, it was like she wasn't giving her nothing. She was going dead weight.
Oh, absolutely. She wasn't winning. She was sandbagging.
I got that vibe too. Like, I'm giving you the pin, but I ain't gonna make it look good. Like, it's gonna look.
You're
like
gonna
shit.
look like shit because I look like shit.
Yeah. I would have kind of chewed her out in the back for that. No, like the fact that Tiffy came out on SmackDown tonight and was like, "Oh, the legendary."
I do love the Joe Hendry burial.
No, okay, now wait a minute.
That was awesome. That was the.
So you liked it a lot because I liked it a lot.
The only thing that sucked was it was a TNA World Champion that just got squashed, but now, it was a perfect squash because it was meant to be a fun match.
And that I agree. I actually agree.
And hitting that RKO the minute he turned around was epic.
Gave Randy Orton another legendary Mania moment spot with the RKO. I thought that was great. I didn't understand when people were like, "Oh my God, he got buried. He got buried." I mean, look, I'm not saying they needed to put on a fucking Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels at 21, but I think that match, like you said, it served its purpose. It was good. Joe Hendry got some shit that. Like, it wasn't like he didn't get anything in. I think that's where people are like...
He didn't get Bryan Daniels.
No.
He didn't just get kicked in the head.
And see, like, they could have done that. Like, he could have just got RKO'd and
he
blah,
got
blah,
his
blah,
moments. He got the crowds pucked.
Yeah. Which Randy Orton, if you saw, like, the video, like, when it...
He had fun with it.
Yeah, because he even looked at the crowd and started smiling like, wow, this kid's really fucking over, man. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah. But it just sucked because they were like, fuck you, TNA, and you're champion. It didn't have to be a 3-minute match. It could have been a 7-minute match and accomplished the same thing.
I can.
Joe Hendry ain't got to win.
Let him at least get in his finish. Let Randy Orton kick out.
No, hold on.
We're saying no to that. No. Stop me. Yeah. You don't like that.
No.
You don't like Randy Orton kicking out of his finish?
No.
Why's that?
It's how his finish ain't. I don't know how protected his finish is. So I'm done.
Fair point.
Because, like, you know, he used to have a really protected finish.
Baron Corbin.
Exactly. Aleister Black.
Oof. Now that thing ain't protected. He had to hit that bitch 3 times on Miz tonight.
Because in NXT, when he was the champion, Black Mass was the end all.
Yeah, he hit the Miz with 3 tonight to pin him.
Are you sure you even hit him?
I will say Miz sold pretty good for him. Miz sold pretty good for him. But it took 3, though. That's my point.
So what'd you like in WrestleMania? I know you're a big 2 Bill Phil.
Now,
in that 2 minutes 14.
I love the triple threat match. Obviously, love the triple threat match. I'm gonna say a hot take, and I didn't even think about this going into it, but that's the great thing about live podcasting. I actually would say that the 2 best matches of the weekend were the triple threats. The main event of night 2 and the opener of night 1. Or the main event of night 1 and the opener of night 2. Io, Bianca, and Rhea. That stole the show for me, dude.
That was the biggest surprise.
That put And who
No one's seen
and
EO.
who wasn't surprised? Who wasn't surprised?
I wasn't here.
Fuck. Oh, you didn't get to see me do that take either.
No,
Shit.
that was 420.
Yeah, no, I
WrestleMania
actually,
2.
I said Io wins, Bianca takes the
That
pin.
was 420 on WrestleMania night 2.
That's right. I forgot that we were kind of texting a little bit throughout, but I
No.
wasn't texting you like.
I wasn't texting at all. I sent you 2 texts.
Oh, that's Dan. That's right. Danathan Daly. My bad.
I was getting really high.
But no, I predicted that one though. No shit. Like I'm really glad that they gave that one to Io, and you know how I knew it? I knew that was coming because of how she was getting shafted in the fucking promos.
I thought it was gonna be Belair winning.
If anybody else would have won besides Io, you just buried Io with a golden fucking shovel. That's why I knew Io.
We don't bury people in companies though.
They do, but why do it to somebody that the crowd's getting
how
behind? You know how I feel about that.
They're getting behind him. That's a great point. LA Knight, the crowd was behind him. Who's holding that?
Let me tell you a stat that I know that they're paying attention to.
How many times?
Io Sky since the beginning of the year has gained over 450,000 Instagram followers.
You know why?
That's what they want.
You know why she's getting that many followers?
I would love to know. I follow her. I already followed her though. I followed that woman for years. And not for her looks, for her wrestling. And she is attractive, yes.
She's a really great wrestler. That's what she should deserve to be at. But let's be real. Wrestling fans are perverted people.
Oh, yeah. That's why I saw some Dakota fans are fucking up in arms. But don't worry, brother. We'll get there, dude.
I'm just saying. Wrestling fans are weird people.
Those 2 matches, though, are definitely the...
They don't even know boundaries.
Oh, no. Look at the fucking airport shit.
I mean... I couldn't do that shit. See, boundaries, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's an iffy one. I guess it would.
That's why she gets followers though, because LA Knight's popular. He should have got the same influx in fucking followers at one point. And what's he doing? Looking at the fucking starters for who? Logan Paul. Just so Logan.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm worried.
Just so Logan could drop it a month later, so he could drop it to Shinsuke Nakamura.
And then
he won it off Logan Paul, and then he dropped this to Shinsuke Nakamura, and then he won it back off Shinsuke, and then he lost
and now he's
Jacob.
fighting for it again.
Now he's fighting for it.
And he said in his promo tonight, which again we'll get there, but he did say in his promo tonight that he will not stop chasing until he's the greatest United States champion of all time. And I'm like, no, we need to go up. We need to up that.
He knows the ceiling. Jobber title. Ceiling.
When he said that, I'm like, you're just giving my dude fuel. Stop talking. But
I predicted this.
But no, speaking of LA Knight, though, I gave my 2 standouts. I got 2 letdowns. I got to keep the love high and the hate low. And it's all love. Like you said. I thought you said serviceable. I thought both nights were real good. I thought that there was a lot of real good stuff on both.
You did 2 positives, so it's 1 negative. Balances the world out.
There we go.
So what's your negative?
I got 2 actually, so I'm gonna really balance it
out. Negative.
I don't think Jacob should have won clean. That's now look, LA Knight.
Oh fuck you, LA Knight.
LA Knight loses. Okay, I'm cool with that. But there could have been even just a Jacob getting worked up and the ref's you know me, let the imagination go, let it cook. Jacob's all worked up in the corner. He's beating the shit out of him. And he's looking at the ref, getting all riled up. And the ref's calm down, calm down. LA Knight's trying to gather himself in the corner. Solo gets up. Boom. Boom. Spike. Fatu sees it. He looks at him. LA Knight falls down. He gets up, hits the moonsault. Bam, money. 1, 2, 3. It could have went like that. It doesn't have to go clean.
Well, hold on there, dude.
Dude, the moment that
Hold on there, brother. You put down that pipe, dude. He lost like he should have.
No.
Yeah, why does he need interference?
Hey,
why does Jacob need interference?
Then kayfabe this one for me, as you like to say. Why does Solo walk all the way with him to the ring, start the match around the ring for about the first 2 minutes after the bells rung, and then walks back up the ramp? Why? Why bring out Solo at all? You want to put over Jacob by himself. Why bring out Solo at all? If he's not going to be a part of the match, why bring him out at all?
Storytelling, brother.
What was the story?
The inevitable betrayal, the jealousy.
I like that because that goes with how the Fatal 4-Way got set up. Because he looked at Nick Aldis, he goes, why do you do this? He goes, why do you want to screw over? Or he goes, why do you want to screw over Jacob? He goes, I don't, Solo. He goes, you do. And like the look on Solo's face was kind of like, oh shit.
I'm just saying, it writes itself.
Oh, okay, I'll give that one to you.
You asked me to kayfabe, but I just did.
You did. I got to give you that one. You fucking.
So now you take that negative back.
Okay. I'll take that negative back and I'll replace it with a new negative.
Say sorry for it.
I'll apologize for that one.
Sorry, LA Knight, for thinking that was a bad call. Next negativity.
Too far there.
What's your next negative, though?
Okay,
where are we going with this one?
I don't think Naomi should have lost to Jade. I had a letdown on each night. I don't think
that's called a rubber match, dude. Jade's gonna win in the end. So Naomi's gonna win this next match. Jade wins the third match. If my math's done correctly.
It would be, because that would be their first meetup. Yeah. So what, the payoffs at SummerSlam?
Night 2 of SummerSlam.
Oh, God. I forgot there 2 nights, too.
Jerking.
Fuck. I forgot that SummerSlam's
Jersey, brother.
Yeah, sir. Right on the shore. Yeah, buddy. But, no, so obviously, as you can tell, we were starting to dive into where the road after WrestleMania has led, which is always Backlash. But I'm glad to hear your recap, though, on WrestleMania and get to share, standouts and letdowns. However, though, now let's talk about... Oh, yeah, you didn't share a letdown.
Nothing was that bad. My letdown, it's the worst match of the night. It was my standout match of the night.
All right, how about we close out Mania recap with this? Best match of night 1, go.
Oh, you just want me to say fucking CM Punk. This match lasted longer than 2 minutes and 14 seconds, which proved he wasn't the best in the world yet again. So, I'm going to go with Jey Uso versus Gunther.
Respect that. Obviously, I already said mine, the triple threat. And then, once again, night 2, my favorite match of the night, the triple threat. What's yours?
Oh, Cody fucking losing. And John Cena saying, that's not my purse. I don't know you, and kicking him in the nuts.
And he said, I'm going to ruin wrestling.
Because that's all I thought of was Bobby Hill kicking Hank in the nuts. John Cena doing that.
Respect. Well, speaking of John Cena, how about we kick off our WWE 2025 Backlash predictions with, why not just start with the main event? John Cena.
What kind of world do you start with the main event?
You don't want to? Okay, we can build. What
the fuck?
How about
dude?
I was just kind of...
That's how WWE's going to do it. They're going to start with the main event, brother.
Let's do it.
They're going to jerk John Cena out there so he can go to fuck home.
Before we get to the matches...
So he don't have to entertain you stupid fucking fans.
Before we get to... He can pull a Stone Cold and dip early.
John Cena versus heel Randy Orton. 2 heels, brother. Who do you pull for?
Put that on the kickoff, brother. No, but
curtain jerking pre-shows, dude, that they don't even have, brother.
Imagine, like, just like try to imagine this for a second. Like, the doors have just opened, right? Everybody's like in line, they're getting drinks, they're getting merged, and you just hear, I hear voices.
That'd be awesome.
Just like one night, fuck with the fans. Like, wait, what?
That would be great.
Main events, Gunther and McAfee, brother. So how about we can start with that, which should be the main event, dude. But Gunther versus Pat McAfee.
What a goddamn disgrace that is.
I saw somebody tweeted when that match got announced, the top comment said, Jesus Christ, poor Walter.
Walter? That motherfucker died 4 years ago, dude. This is Gunther, dude. And he's going to win.
Well, yeah.
I know Pat McAfee's going to win.
No.
Gunther wants time off.
No, all right. Here's what I really truthfully think is going to happen. You know who's going to interfere in the Gunther McAfee?
Michael Cole in the coal mine. Oh
No.
shit! They bringing back Jack Swagger, ain't they? Jake Hager, I mean.
Oh, I didn't even think about
then
that.
they're gonna bring back his dad.
Oh shit!
Whoa, what was his name?
Zeb Coulter.
Was it Dirty Dick?
Oh fuck!
Or was it Dutch Martell?
Dutch Martell.
It was Dutch Martell. Was
mustache.
Dutch Martell. Was
yep, and he went by Zeb Coulter.
Manager?
That was his manager.
Yeah, but his dad was another famous wrestler too.
Someone
that portrayed as wrestler. I think it was Big Dick Murdoch.
Oh shit!
But Bob, one of them people.
I think Goldberg's gonna interfere. I think Goldberg interferes.
To help Pat McAfee.
No. So I think what we have is
Gunther. What world does that make sense?
Here's my prediction. I think it's gonna be a squash. Because the moment Pat gets any offense in on Gunther, you might as well just bury him one punch at a time.
Why? Pat McAfee's an athletic person. He played football, so he has muscle.
This guy was just your world heavyweight champion.
Did he not?
He's the record-setting Intercontinental champion.
When he was in War Games, he looked good.
You're missing it. You can't have the commentator cause any real damage or threat to the guy that just held your world heavyweight championship.
I'm not saying he's winning. I'm just saying you can cause a little bit of damage in him winning.
Okay, I'm not saying it's maybe like a complete
AEW has Darby Allin getting thrown all the fuck around and still rolling up people and winning.
That's different company, dude. Hold on.
I'm just saying.
But
Rey Mysterio beat the Big Show.
Again, though, the commentator. At the end of the day, he's commentator. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Jerry the King Lawler, legendary wrestler, Hall of Fame.
Went over on people.
And
as a commentator.
And what did that do for the people that he went over for? Not a fucking thing.
I don't know. It didn't hurt Bret Hart too much.
Okay, well, that was I'm talking like 02 Jerry Lawler.
Coal Miner wasn't that bad.
02 Jerry Lawler was not beating Triple H. Stop, bro. I'm sounding like Vince Russo, bro. Come on, bro.
Triple H was already fucking in Hogan form at that point.
Jerry the King Lawler goes over on anybody.
But you can have him do some damage.
Okay, a little bit. Like get in some punches.
It's not I show speed.
Yeah, he's a definitely.
He's an athletic person. He's like a Logan Paul. Athletic as Logan Paul. I've seen his highlights of football.
No.
Yeah, he was a fucking punter, but goddamn, give him a kick and finish.
Better athlete than Logan Paul.
Dude, he trained just as hard. I've seen the hits he made in the NFL. Logan Paul didn't make it in the NFL.
It's true.
You think Logan Paul could have made it in the NFL?
No.
Exactly.
No.
NFL's a very high percentage.
I mean, maybe a wide receiver, but a bum. Like, I mean,
Pat McAfee's the leader of his position.
I mean, I love Pat McAfee. Don't anybody get that twisted. I love Pat McAfee. I think that what I'm smelling here is there's going to be there's going to be some sort of a squash. And Goldberg, like, I imagine, like, Gunther's going to go choke him out. And it's going to be like, oh my God, nobody can stop this. Nobody can stop this. And then, oh, what do you know? Look who's here.
Goldberg.
Yes. And that sets up the Gunther-Goldberg feud for Goldberg's last match. Because Goldberg said that he's going to have it in 2025. Triple H promised him that. And he said that at the beginning of the year. And we're already this far along.
When was the last good Goldberg match?
That's neither here nor there for the sake of this.
Oh, it is, though.
He wants one. Well, if anybody's going to give him one great last match, it could be Gunther. He's one of those guys.
Dude, ain't no one getting a great match out of him. Period.
What I'm saying
Bret Hart couldn't get a great match out of him in his fucking prime. In his fucking prime.
And I will say I've come to respect Bret a lot more than I used to. And I remember just real quick, as we're talking about Goldberg, I remember seeing Bret Hart, and he goes,
so Gunther going to give him a better match? And old
okay,
Goldberg.
now wait a minute.
Goldberg going to get a better match out of
What
Gunther.
I'm saying is Gunther is one of those guys that has the chance to give him a passable match.
A passable?
Passable.
Undertaker couldn't give him a passable match.
Now you're making me say things about guys that I love with my whole heart.
And Undertaker was
also at that point. I think Undertaker in 2008 could have done a lot more with Goldberg than Undertaker in 2017. That's what I'm saying with that.
Undertaker looks salvageable in any other match in that time period.
You're going to make me say it again. I don't like saying things like this. Brothers of Destruction versus DX was a train wreck, bro. Like that. I love them. I I watched that match back, and I still love them.
But that was 3 other people, not just the Undertaker. That shit was out the minute fucking Kane's wig.
Taker Roman at Mania, train wreck. Undertaker even said in the last ride doc, he said, I told Roman after the match, he goes, I'm so sorry. He goes, I could not keep up. I was blown. Like, it's like, oh shit.
Understandable. I'm just saying. Goldberg can fuck up, let Gunther win this clean.
Well, no, Gunther wins clean, but that's what I'm saying. Goldberg's going to be the guy in the post-match. Yeah. Post-match, who's going to stop the fucking assault? Security can't stop him. Gunther's running rampant. Oh, my God, what do we do? No, because okay, that leads into the next match, though. You're saying Jey Uso stops him. But I disagree because I think the last match to be booked is Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the World Heavyweight title. At least based on how they've been building. Because that looks like I know a fast build when I see one. I've seen 3 call-outs in 2 weeks.
Fast build means what?
We're trying to speed this thing up. Gain tension. Put a spotlight on it. Logan's all over social media trolling Jay.
It's not their prime feud.
What do you mean?
I'm telling you.
You don't think it's going to be the 5th match on the card?
Nope.
What do you think is going to be the 5th match on the card?
I don't know, but it ain't that.
Interesting. Well, I think it is that, and if that is the case, I think Jey Uso wins. Fuck Logan. Respectfully. But to get to one of the matches, though, that is on the card. I know normally we do ladies first. However, this time we, ended up indulging in Gunther McAfee first. But let's dive into the ladies match, shall we? Oh, yeah, that's going to be the mid-card piss break. That's going to be the, hey, if you want to go up and get your T-shirt, the line's shorter now. Yeah, 100%.
The line's longer.
Well, unless you get to it quick. If you smell that.
Anyway.
The moment you see that promo package come up on the Titantron, get up and go. Don't let people think about it.
And then you hear that 3 count.
I actually think.
Just do what I do. Just go outside and get hydrated the whole fucking
or do that
match.
I think
the real short did.
the women's match though, which is Lyra Valkyria defending the women's Intercontinental title against Becky Lynch, which I'm so glad to see that title showcased on the actual.
Becky Hogan's winning, brother.
Becky's going over.
Becky Hogan's
add some prestige to the title. Because guess what? I was thinking the same thing.
That's in her contract. That's why she came back. Becky, we won't give you a real title. We'll give you this Intercontinental title. That's
and Becky,
mid-card title.
Becky's going to add prestige to
That's respectable if we do it right.
Well, I saw a theory about this actually on Reddit. Shout out Reddit. That I thought was actually kind of interesting. And I was like, you know what? There might be some truth to this. Somebody said, damn, Becky didn't wait a minute to want to come back and be a real Grand Slam champion. And I was thinking, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That could be. She saw those mid-card belts and said, hold on. I know I said in my book, I don't know when I'll come back. But hold on there, brother. I'm no longer a Grand Slam champion. And that was a whole chapter in my book.
She's got to go for the U.S. title.
She's getting drafted. She's going to drop the Intercontinental chip, get drafted to SmackDown, and then win the women's U.S.
Who's that champion?
Now it's Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
Who came out there and
Chelsea
did the
Green
Mercedes
just got
Monet.
fired.
Yeah, no.
Not yet.
I demand a recount. I'm with her. I demand a recount. That was bullshit. That was bullshit.
We at least agree on the second match.
We do agree on the second match. Becky goes over. I feel like that's easy, no?
Becky Hogan.
Yeah. Lyra doesn't beat Becky clean. Come on. What the fuck? The only way Lyra wins is that if Bayley comes out and attacks Becky for attacking her. That is the only way. And then that builds Bayley Becky.
I hope she wrestles with the wings.
Wrestles with them on, you think?
That'd be awesome, man. Really...
Looking like a fucking mole trace. But that leads us, though, into, well, we got 2 matches left. We'll save the main event for last. This is one we're going to have some fun with, I feel. For the men's United States Championship, we got Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. What do you got? Who takes the pin? Who do you got?
LA Knight takes that fucking pin because he's the jobber to the stars. Jacob keeps that belt. Drew does all the heavy lifting. Starts the feud with Jacob. Solo.
Drew does all the heavy lifting. Starts the feud with Jacob.
And bisexual Taker. I don't know what he's doing.
Damian Priest, the Archer of Infamy.
Yeah.
Well, as long as he doesn't get pinned or give a pin, which I don't see him doing either of those things. Personally, I don't see him taking a pin. I don't see him giving a pin.
LA Knight's taking the pin.
Now, I said earlier in the episode, I'm going to have to call back to this. I said, I think you're going to be, or no, I think actually in pre-pod production, I was talking about how there's a take that I got to say about the Fatal 4-Way that you probably wouldn't expect. I think you're right on half of that. I think LA Knight does take the pin. But you know who I think wins? Drew McIntyre.
Because Solo cost Jacob.
Mm-hmm. And that sets up Jacob versus Solo.
No.
Well, hear me out.
I still think you got to make Solo more jealous. Kind of like, shit. Trying to think.
Okay. I
try to think of someone that had the belt and their best friend had the belt and they started to get jealous.
Oh, God. So many times, but.
Can't think of one off the top of my head.
Oddly enough, it's happened so many times, but I just can't think of one off the top of my head.
I can think Bret Hart, Owen Hart, when Bret was on top of the game and Owen Hart was jealous.
Oh, RVD King, 2003. That was literally the start of him being like, fuck this dude, and taking off the mask.
But either way. So, yes.
So make him more jealous. Keep the build going?
Yeah.
Now answer me this, though. Is LA Knight taking another clean pin? Come on, dude.
A clean pin?
He's going to take another one?
It's a Fatal 4-Way.
What? He's not going to get spiked?
By who? He's going to get the fight. He's going to eat fucking Damian Priest's finisher. And he's going to eat fucking a boot, the Shockwave or something.
Claymore.
No, could eat the Shockwave or the Claymore, either one.
Oh, Future Shock.
Future Shock. Something like that, and then Jacob picks up the scraps.
That makes Jacob kind of look like shit, no?
That he picks up scraps?
Yeah.
No. Still wins, keeps the belt. Still gets the heel aura that you need.
Yeah, but I feel like they're slowly turning him face. Because he told Solo tonight, I don't need your help. Because Solo trying to help him is what got him fucked into this Fatal 4-Way in the first place. Because that's when Solo, like, he told Aldis, for those that maybe didn't watch, I'll give you a quick little SmackDown recap. He, pretty much in that promo segment, short story long story short type shit. You never know how it goes with me. But Solo and Jacob, like, kind of storm in there. And they're like, oh, man, like, you know, like, Jacob's pretty much like, oh, like, I'm sorry, like, you know, it went that way. Like, we just get out of hand. We get carried away, blah, 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 yada mean, as he would say. And then Solo mentioned, he's like, well, if anybody should be the number one contender, he's like, I don't see why you're having a match for it. He's like, why don't you just make it Drew McIntyre? I mean, he clearly won by the disqualification, da-da-da. And Nick was like, you make a great point. He goes, I was going to say that Jacob had a triple threat match against Damian and LA Knight, but he goes, you make such a great point. He goes, we'll get Drew in the match. And I think that means Drew would also maybe go over. Because when was the last time Drew held gold? besides for 15 seconds or whatever it was at WrestleMania.
Didn't he beat Damian Priest at SummerSlam?
That was Gunther. Drew McIntyre beat Damian Priest at WrestleMania 41 or 40.
Lost the fucking
And then Damian, or no, I'm sorry. Drew McIntyre beat
somebody else.
Seth Rollins. And then that's when Damian came out and cashed.
Yeah.
Because CM Punk fucked him over.
That sounds more accurate.
But I think that match is going to be... I'm going to throw this one out there, though. I think that match has potential to be match of the night. As much as I think the next one is going to be also great, it's just... It needs to go better than the next.
Let's just get this main event out of the way, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Peel the Band-Aid off one last time.
This is the motherfucking once-in-a-lifetime matchup for the 20th.
Absolutely.
Once-in-a-lifetime matchup for the 24th time, brother.
I thought I saw Sting versus Taker for a second. I had to, look at it closer. I'm like, what? Orton and Cena, I've never seen that before. That's insane. Imagine
there exists.
Imagine that. Randy Orton versus John Cena. Imagine that. Never been seen before.
For the first time, for the last
For the first time and the final time. That's crazy. But no, this time we get a heel Cena and we get a babyface Orton.
Heel Orton. They're both heels.
You want him to come out with John Cena's dad, to the back of the bike like Taker did Hogan and Dragon, brother?
I don't think anybody wants Cowboy. Or wait, no, that's John Cena.
He could have. Hold on.
No one wants Bob Orton.
He could have Matt Cena. He could have Mr. Cena on the one side, and then he could have Nikki Bella on the other, dude. Make him choose like the Joker. Be like, oh shit, he's not the legend killer. He's the Joker, brother. Make him choose.
John Cena wouldn't give a fuck.
Not about Nikki no more. Artem would be laughing. All right, now see, that's where we're not going to make jokes about domestic violence. We're not going to do that, all right? That's too far. So we're not going to make those jokes.
That's on you. I did not support that. I did not say that.
I don't support that either. That joke just kind of slipped out of my mouth, tumbled out like a fucking fruit roll-up. I don't know, but we're going to get away from it, okay?
Go ahead.
So, John...
Blame the beer hall, Kogan. Blame the beer.
Hold on there, dude. I'm never one of those people. No, I'll love the Nikki Bella, of course. Fuck Artem. But match at hand. I do think that match is going to be really good. And all kidding aside. But I'm going to throw a hot take out there, and it's going to be scorching hot. Mega hot. Red hot.
John Cena cost Randy Orton the match.
Well,
that's not that red hot, dude.
That's not, but Randy Orton winning is.
No.
With the help of Cody.
The help of fucking the roller coaster. Why? Because this story ain't fucking finished. You start an evolution.
I'm not gonna.
Shit, is Randy gonna bring back fucking Ted DiBiase Jr. from prison?
Oh shit!
He's breaking him out.
Talk about a fucking storyline, brother.
Prison break, brother.
Ted DiBiase jumping the barbed wire on the Titan tribe.
Fuck them poor people of Mississippi.
He runs straight into the arena.
Randy Orton don't give a fuck about them people of Mississippi. Just as George Bush. Oh, that's New Orleans. George Bush don't give a fuck about.
Not Mike Myers and yay. But
don't bring your cousin into this, Luke.
Oh Jesus. Jesus
Wrasslin,
Murphy.
Brother.
Wrasslin, brother. But no. Truthfully though, all kidding aside, straight up, I do think that the finish of that is the one that everybody's predicting. Which is John Cena's going to do the infamous spot. It's his turn.
But it ain't going to work.
Why wouldn't it work?
They're not going to ring. They're not going to DQ him because he wants to be DQ'd.
Oh, you're doing this just to do it. Match goes on. Orton wins.
No. John Cena still pulls it off in the end.
All right, then I gotta ask, what did my infamous Booker type questions. When I think like a booker. Not a very good one most of the time, as you like to say.
No. Randy Orton or John Cena's just
All right, I'm going to say it. How many times are you going to let the Hollywood part-timer beat your top guys? He just beat your champion of Mania clean. He's going to beat Orton clean, too? I mean, granted, he didn't beat Rhodes that clean.
Orton ain't that fucking going to be around that much longer. It's not an up-and-comer.
I literally can't even tell you the last time in my head that Randy took a clean pin.
Exactly. You can afford to eat one to John Cena. John Cena's doing his farewell tour. How many times has John Cena beat Randy Orton?
All right, you just asked. You said the question I was about to ask.
How many times has John Cena beaten Randy Orton?
Way more than Randy Orton's beating him.
Almost double.
Cena's beating him almost double the amount of times.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
So he's going to win one more time. He's on a world tour. The best bet dethroning him is going to be whoever wins Money in the Bank. They're going to let him run this out to like Survivor Series.
Really?
Yeah.
What about that rumored Ruthless Aggression pay-per-view they want to do in December? That's a rumor. Keep in mind, that's not set in stone, but that's up in the air.
For that trademark, and that'd be awesome because if John Cena wins, we riot. Full circle.
And John Cena loses.
Yeah.
At the Ruthless Aggression pay-per-view, considering that was low-key a bomb anyways.
And everyone's going to yell, "You're a crack whore" at him. ECW style. Philly fans ain't changed. They're going to run that shit in 2300, ain't they?
Oh, wow. And shit on AEW, who just announced that they're doing a little run.
The 2-week run there?
Well,
Iconic Stadium.
After we covered the predictions, I feel like that leaves us with a couple things left to cover. So why not just dive right into it, shall we? What about what hit the news feeds today? What hit timelines?
Fucking releases?
Yep.
They're just going to AEW so they go right back into catering in WWE.
And repeat the cycle?
Yeah.
Repeat the vicious cycle?
Because they go to WWE, because either you go to NXT or the main roster, you go to the main roster, you get buried, you go to NXT, people chant, Tony fucked up, Tony fumbled, and WWE, they stay quiet. You get the negative pop.
The moment that they show up on a Raw or SmackDown, it's like the crowd just goes, what?
But not in NXT.
Not in NXT, no.
Tony
they go
fumbled.
crazy. They're Tony fumbled.
Lexus King's killing it. Ricky Saints killing it.
Meanwhile, Aleister Black's entrance happened tonight, and at one point, all I'm saying is I noticed something.
How's Rusev doing?
Rusev's facing Otis in a match on Raw, dude, and he's got a feud with the Alpha Academy, brother, because that's how you get in the main event.
Someone's getting released. Good thing Braun Strowman didn't control your narrative, so he can go back. Oh, fuck. He can burn that motherfucker.
Well, let's start it off, shall we? The full list as we have now of the list that's been released. And now keep in mind.
Let me know if you keep any of them.
You know what? All right. I like that. I didn't think about that. So I'll tell you which ones that I would keep, and you tell me which ones that you keep. But I'm going to read the list off first, just so everybody knows. And this is as of 12 a.m. Keep in mind. So 12 a.m. Eastern time. So 1:36 a.m. Katana Chance.
Don't know her. Fired. Fuck her.
NXT talent. Keep her. See what she does.
Okay.
Caden Carter. NXT talent. Keep her. See what she does. It's WWE. It's TKO. They have the money. You can no longer say this is budget cuts. This is not budget cuts.
Door. You don't need her. Cut.
All right.
Dead weight.
Interesting. Dakota Kai.
Keeper.
Keeper. For sure keeper.
Don't
Damage control.
How much you want to pay her?
Oh, now. Okay, that's
how much she making a year?
I don't know that.
No, I'm just saying, how much would you pay her a year?
Would I?
How much would you keep her? Are you gonna pay her $1 million?
She hands me a blank check, and what am I writing?
I'd say $120,000 a year, maybe.
More.
That's good. That's
1.5.
1.5 million a year.
1.5.
Okay.
1 point. All right, you know what? I'll drop the 0.5. 1.
I'd fire her for that.
1 million. Because again, it's TKO. We have the money. You can't say we don't have the
money because they make cuts. Sorry, I understand it sucks.
All right, $800K. I'll settle for $800K. 800K.
That's what
There's no reason Dakota Kai can't make 800K with her impact and following. Ain't no reason.
She's in catering most of the time, so that's seen one.
Well, no, wait a minute. Now, that's not true in this case. She was just in the finals for the Intercontinental Championship against Dakota Kai. Or against Lyra Valkyria. My apologies.
And what'd she do? Like, what'd she do before that?
She got all the way to the finals in the tournament.
Yeah, but what was that, 4 matches? A month worth of work?
3 to get to the final. 4
a month worth of work.
About a month.
Yeah. Next.
Well, now this one is the one that apparently everybody is shaken up about, even though this has already happened an actual 2 times. So this is the 3rd time this has happened. Braun Strowman.
That's his 3rd time?
Yep.
I only thought it was 2nd.
3rd.
I'm glad he burned a lot of bridges. He's going to NWA, if anything.
Dude, the last thing that he was told was at the roast of WrestleMania, which we'll get there briefly too. But Paul Heyman literally looked at him and he goes, Braun, he goes, I had to double take to make sure you're even on this panel. He goes, I'm surprised you're even here. He goes, you suck. And that's the last thing that Braun Strowman got told on any type of programming before he got fired.
Maybe Braun should have done that flippy shit like Ricochet. He'd have a job in AEW at least.
I think at this point that's where he goes.
Do old school.
Now, here's my thing with Braun Strowman that I think is going to be interesting. Because like I said, you definitely should keep Dakota Kai. That's insane. You know what? I'm actually going to say something. I think it's okay to let Braun go. I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think he's useless. He made one great promo. He can flip shit.
No.
Get these hands with Nicholas. Get these hands.
Yeah, not good. Nagoot. Not good stuff. I will say that Braun Strowman's highlight of his whole WWE career for me, I got 2 of them. I loved his swamp match with Wyatt, but that's mainly because I'm a Wyatt guy.
That was a cinema match.
That's true.
He made the Undertaker look like $1 million in a cinema match.
That's true. But the other highlight, though, I will say, was that match that he put on with Bronson Reed, where they smashed the car last summer. That was probably the best Raw match.
Bronson Reed got written off TV.
He didn't get written off TV.
Oh,
that's a legit hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah, he's actually on the shelf.
Yeah, because Tungaloa got hurt in that match too.
Yeah, and
one of them got
Bronson
hurt.
when he jumped off the top of the cage, shattered his fucking foot.
Yeah, he fucking edged it. I mean, Adam Copeland.
I mean, he posted the X-ray. He posted the X-ray and he goes, "It's definitely broke, LOL." And when you look at the X-ray, I mean, it literally looks like you dropped a fucking cinder block on his foot. Like,
you see how big he was.
Yeah, but a lot of people were shaking up about that one.
Okay.
A lot of people were shaking up about Dakota. I did notice that the most people were shaking up about Braun. But now here's the one that here's the one though that I thought that a lot of people were shaking up on.
Anyway.
Appreciate you, brother. Good love, and you rule too. But you rule too, brother. But the one though that also had the internet kind of shaken up that I kind of feel shocked me because I'm totally fine with this woman leaving. The Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler got released.
Absolutely.
And she's been what people would consider a WWE lifer. Because keep in mind, Tamina's nowhere on this list, and she's still on the board. She's still signed.
Oh, they do.
I haven't seen Tamina on a TV screen since, like, COVID.
I like Blazer.
You like Shayna Baszler?
Yeah.
What do you like about her?
She has that shoot style.
She does, but that's because of her background.
Yeah.
And she can also actually wrestle, unlike Ronda Rottencrouch.
You need someone like
Rousey, sorry.
You need a good heel. And she can work a heel. Just off. She just needs a mouthpiece.
The Kurt Angle, like, kind of mouthpiece look.
No, she just needs someone to talk for her.
Oh.
A good manager.
Yeah, Shayna has a rough time with the words.
Yeah.
She has a hard time with the stick.
Wordsmith.
That's her worst match, is against the microphone.
Absolutely. Every time. But she does have good matches.
Yes.
She's solid. She makes submission moves look good.
She got a passable match out of Ronda Rousey. Let me give you that right there.
But she does good submissions. Like she makes them look believable.
Yeah, because they are. Because when you actually know her background.
they would be real.
Oh, who was it? Jade
So-
Cargill. Jade Cargill said that maybe that's part of the reason why
she made her
Shayna
tat
got-
by accident.
well, Jade, granted, she at least admitted it. She goes, I potatoed her like 5 times. And she goes, on the 5th one, she goes, I'm really sorry. And Shayna said, don't worry, it's coming. And then when Shayna locked it in and brought it down, Jade said, like, the tap was a legit, like, hey, like, I like let up. Like,
oh, I believe
and the ref couldn't do it because that's not who was supposed to go over. So the ref saw her kind of like do like a quick little like, and he's like, you got Joe Tessitore going, is she tapping? Is she tapping? I can't tell.
Fucking dumb people.
Shayna said, oh, it's coming.
Yeah, but the announcer to fucking call it out. Knowing.
That's Joe Tessitore, brother. He's ESPN. He don't know exactly when it's, oh shit, that's a shoot for a second.
But anyway.
On to the next.
Absolutely. Oh, would you keep her?
Shayna?
Yeah.
I'm going to actually say something as far as Shayna goes. Wouldn't keep her, but I would tell her I would steal a line out of Triple H's playbook. I would say, go get over elsewhere and the door's always open. And we're not going to treat you like Omos.
We're not going to treat you like Mickey James.
We're not going to send your shit out in a trash bag. Absolutely not. Nobody here gets a trash bag.
That we know of.
Nobody here except for one name gets a trash bag. No, even he doesn't deserve to get a trash bag.
No, none of them.
But next name, though. This name actually is one that shocked me personally. Gigi Dolan. Just called her up. You just called her up a month ago. She just made a splash on SmackDown, having her first televised match on Raw or SmackDown.
First off,
we're gonna release her
for Aleister Black. Yes. Did you hear that pop?
No, and that's the issue.
What the hell you say?
Maybe I should have been in the arena because I missed it. I heard like for a second they kind of cheered when he sat up in the thing.
That's because I muted the fucking crowd. They know why your speakers are blowing. Oh.
They would have put the meter at the bottom that said this thing's going out the fucking roof, brother. Women's matches are the only ones that are unpredictable.
Absolutely.
A lot of the men's stuff right now is predictable. Oh, for Backlash, we only got one up there. And that would be Becky Lyra. But for the upcoming pay-per-views, yeah, a lot of the women's storylines, I would say, are kind of up in the air. That I can agree to. That I can agree to. Like Money in the Bank and all that. I have no idea who's going to win women's Money in the Bank. He just convinced me that John Cena might win the men's Money in the Bank, and I'm kind of buying it, to be honest. Because that kind of goes with the ruin wrestling story. And I'm not mad at it. That's the fucked up thing.
Fuck wrestling and fuck you fans.
Ideally, I want LA Knight to win it, but he's going to be the one taking the pin on next Saturday. So, goodness.
According to me.
According to me, too.
What do I know about wrestling?
A lot. And that's the thing.
So.
That's the thing. You know, sell it. You cold shoulder it like you don't know much, but man, you be knowing shit.
No, nothing.
Now, here's where we get into releases that I'm going to say the next name, and then after that, it's just kind of like, all right. Or actually, next 2 names. My apologies. After Gigi Dolan, there was a name that kind of took everybody. Don't get me started. L.A. Knight. Yeah. Come on, buddy. I'm with you, man. I'm with LA Knight winning on next Saturday. If I'm booking this shit, I'm spending $15K on a fixed match, and LA Knight's winning that shit. Yeah. And now that leads us to the next release.
Looking up to the stars yet again.
Fuck those lights. Make fucking Damian Priest, the Archer of Infamy, take that pin. Make him take the fucking pin. That's what I say.
Can't bury that young up cover.
Who, Damian? LA Knight?
No, Damian.
LA Knight's a young up and comer, brother.
Only 30 years in the business, dude.
He's 45 going on 22, dude. He's the youngest world champion in history, brother. But after Gigi Dolan, though, comes a name that actually kind of sparked a little something on the timeline because she already tweeted about it. But Cora Jade. All Cora Jade said on Twitter was, I enjoyed my time in the company. A lot of my dreams came true. Paraphrasing. And then she followed that up and said, "I will speak my piece in due time."
Yeah.
So it's like, well, what
She
what
don't want to
happened?
burn bridges.
He's not young, but he's up and coming. Yeah.
Up and coming. He just lost the belt for the second time.
We got to get him out of that U.S. title picture.
Is it third time?
He lost it twice.
Okay. To get him out of the U.S. title picture to where?
He wants to be the greatest United States champion of all time.
You just said you had to get him out of the United States title picture. I know.
That's why I would have been like, cut the mic. Cut the microphone.
Now you want to give him the belt back so he can be the greatest champion? Because you're the greatest champion with... How long did he hold them belts for?
Look, I will say that before John Cena got to become a 17-time world champion, he did win the United States Championship multiple times. Just saying. Let's be real, WWE won't give LA Knight his dues, and as if you may have seen earlier in the episode, you are probably correct. And LA Knight will unfortunately take
How
that
much
pin.
of an LA Knight might have been a dick behind stage? Because he's already admitted in his earlier days he was kind of a dick in the WWE.
And he did admit on Chris Van Fleet that a lot of people don't really like him last year.
I didn't know about all that.
He just said that he doesn't have a lot of friends in the
He
locker
didn't
room.
politic the right way.
No.
He didn't Shawn Michaels it. Or Hogan it.
No. He didn't do coke and fuck strippers. Would have been a better approach.
The boys would have really got over with him.
No video games, brother. Over here we get hepatitis, dude.
Fucking Fortnite.
Fuck. Next name, though, before it's just kind of a speed round.
Oh.
By the way, though, I would keep Cora Jade. So I would keep Cora, I would keep Gigi, I would keep Dakota.
She can go off. We'll
and
keep
the first
Gigi.
two.
Then
Wait, you said
stop.
keep Gigi?
Yeah.
Well, the next name, though, is a name that also has people stirred up a little bit. Jakara Jackson.
See, I don't know any of these people.
All right, now let me fill you in on a little something here. Jakara Jackson has not really lost on NXT, like in months. Like
but
if somebody
who
follows
good? Like
yes.
That's what you...
Yes. That one doesn't make sense to me. Like that one's genuinely
confusing. You gotta cut people because you're signing Aleister Black, Rusev. Them three people right there, them last three people right there probably just paid Rusev's contract.
You know what I'm saying?
The Machine Guns.
Everybody that I said I would keep so far, I would keep over Aleister Black. Rusev's a different story. Rusev's a different story.
Gotta take Aleister Black over Rusev. Aleister Black's moveset's way smoother. You just gotta figure out how to book him right. But you book him with some scary bullshit gimmick, and you're gonna bury him like you did the Wyatt Six.
He shouldn't have to hit the Black Mass 3 times to pin the Miz.
Absolutely.
Like he just shouldn't. Like see, and Aleister Black, and I kind of got behind the House of Black on AEW.
Like, don't talk about that bullshit, man.
I kind of liked it. I'm a Buddy Matthews guy. I kind of liked it.
I like Brody King,
and I kind of like him too. So it's like I kind of liked it. You know what? I'm not a hater. I kind of fucked with him.
Like him and Black worked well together.
Yeah. I thoud
too bad he couldn't jump ship with him.
My only issue with Aleister Black is, and here's why I say, if you're asking me who would I keep, who'd I be cool with taking or letting go, why I wouldn't necessarily be jumping at the gills for an Aleister Black is, yes, he's good in the ring. The gimmick, I think the gimmick's solid. I like the dark gimmicks. I fuck with that. I think he's over for me.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, the moment that music hits and he walks down that ramp, that place turns to fucking
Not
crazy.
yet. You gotta build up the mystery again.
Build him back up?
Yeah. It's when he was
dude, I was watching him make his entrance on SmackDown, and you got guys running up the steps. Like, you got guys literally going up the steps like, oh, it's piss time. And it's like, you don't want that.
No, because I knew everybody would be glued to their seats. That's the perfect time to go take a piss.
Put him over. I like that. Keep the love high and the hate low. Put him over.
That's exactly why you take a piss, because you know everyone's going to be sitting there watching TV. Or sitting on their ass at the stadium.
Now, that's a possibility. I think the Aleister Black versus the Wyatt Six would have been good, but WWE dropped the ball. They could possibly figure that in there, though. Because remember, though, you're still waiting on Bo Dallas to heal.
Aleister Black, Finn Balor.
That could be good. That could be real good. He's going
to need partners to take on the rest of the Judgment Day.
Draft is coming up. Probably in June. They haven't announced
he's got
it.
J.D. McDonald. So Dom would.
No. Finn Balor's getting turned on by the Judgment Day if you go by the current storyline.
Yeah, but J.D. He's gonna stick with Judgment Day.
Based on the look of it.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying on Raw, Finn.
Okay.
Well, to go with your point, literally Finn was like, "Hey, JD," and JD was like, "I'm gonna hang back with the group." And,
okay.
And Finn Balor was like, "All right, yeah."
Gotcha.
Away. But as far as the other releases go, though, real quick, this is all NXT.
Name through them real quick.
Eddie Thorpe, Riley Osborne, Gallus, Oro Mensah, Javier Bernal. Wouldn't keep any of them. Let them go. It's okay to let them go.
Oh, absolutely.
He said, I can see Alistair recruit Finn. That would be good. Judgment Day is almost done at this point. All the champions leave. Yeah, I will say Judgment Day is kind of fizzling out.
Absolutely.
Especially now, what do you do that Dirty Dom accidentally became a babyface? And I'm also fine with Judgment Day being done. I'm okay with that, too.
Absolutely. Because Dirty Dom became babyface only because...
It happened on accident.
With Liv. Everyone loved him so much because he was Dirty Dom.
And I feel like he became too funny.
That's what it was.
Like, he became too funny where it's like, how can I do this?
The prison.
Guy? Yeah, see, like, all that shit. Like, I served hard
time.
Tendies.
Whatever. It's even worse.
Yeah, as far as the releases go, though, that was the biggest string of releases I've seen since the Vince era, for sure.
Absolutely.
But the other thing, though, that I did want to address, just because I thought it was interesting. A lot of
people go to AEW, get better, come back. Except for Strowman.
You asked a great one.
Because he could fuck right.
All right, who goes to AEW? Out of that list. I see 4 names. Cora. Gigi. Braun.
Fuck Braun.
Dakota.
Dakota will. Hold on. I need the list because I'm dumb.
I think Shayna's going to do indies. Because, Shayna also tweeted, though, when she got released. That's another thing. Shayna tweeted #GCW. Which means I think Shayna wants to do indies.
Oh, that's because she's doing Bloodsport.
Yeah, I can see her wanting to get into that.
They're only doing like 3 a year. They do one at WrestleMania, and then they do
good payouts, though?
The one in Japan.
She'd get good payouts?
I don't know.
Because if she's just doing that, I would assume that it would just be payouts.
Probably be like $600-700.
I could see Shayna, though, maybe...
that's what I would say.
Even Shayna goes to AEW, I don't know.
I mean, Ronda did wrestle for ROH once. They're friends. Wow. She did it as a favor.
Does Shayna go back to MMA? Too old?
Hell no. That'd be like the CM Punk go back to MMA if he gets fired.
Oh, wow.
On his wedding day.
Well, as we're speaking about AEW, I'm going to kind of switch up 2 of the topics there. But, fuck it. I'll just make this real brief. For those that haven't seen, well, actually, there's a lot of people that haven't seen. I haven't seen. You haven't seen. We've only heard the audio. But the Roast of WrestleMania, which I was looking really forward to, that'll never air. That'll never see the light of day. One of the reasons being Triple H did say he didn't publicly announce it, but Tony Hinchcliffe said it on the recent episode of Kill Tony because he addressed it at the beginning of the episode. That shit's dead. He said that Triple H said 15 minutes into the roast special that Tony Hinchcliffe had an earpiece in. And he told Tony, he said, you guys can say what you want to say moving forward, but I just want to let you know, he said, I did cut the feed. Meaning that I told the whole production crew, just take it off. You're good. Fuck it. We can't air it. And the reason that Tony Hinchcliffe stated was that Triple H told him, like, hey, I thought it was funny. Like, I thought it was okay. However, based on all of our partnerships, and you know where I'm going with this, how we are, we can't air that content under the WWE brand name.
We're not AEW. We're not that shit show, clown show.
I get it.
We don't give CM Punk a live mic to say, your managers are fucking targeted.
I will say from the audio clips, from what I've heard, the 2 people that ruined it was Tony and Paul. Because Tony said something.
Oh, Nia Jax.
When Tony,
Fuck them bitches.
You know when I bet you Triple H said cut the feed? the moment that Tony Hinchcliffe cracked off 2 Benoit jokes. The moment he said 2 Benoit jokes, Triple H probably went, nope, that's it. Like, it can't do that.
It's funny because Alberto, they had to buy AAA too. That's why they had to cut people.
Oh, yeah, they did for the Worlds Collide. I'm really pumped for that. Dooley said that he actually wants to have a little bit of a watch party for it. When you watch this, Dooley, I'm down. I just hope that it's an NXT pay-per-view that happens at night and not during the day. But
I hope we get to see Alberto Patron.
Fuck Alberto Del Rio. I'm a Soraya Page
that
fan.
That motherfucker says, that banana nose motherfucker. I hope him and Triple H fight. And he says that in his next promo.
I hope Alberto Del Rio goes to jail. Fuck Del Rio.
We say that about a lot of people. I mean, you're a Shawn Michaels player, man. So, Shawn Michaels your favorite wrestler. We know how that
He's up there.
We know how that one goes.
He's up there.
We know about his past.
But now to talk about AEW, though, because I did want to address the roast real quick. But just something I want to throw out at you as we close this thing out. Thank you guys for everybody being tuned in if you haven't already. I appreciate everybody who has hit that like and subscribe. Thank y'all so much. And we will be back for weekly episodes as well for Bumps and Bruises. However, I can't promise that Scotty Two Stone will be able to join me every time. But when he does, we're always graced with his presence. And thank you for joining us once again. So now.
You can go fuck yourself, buddy.
I love that. Yin yang, baby. Positivity. Keep the love high and halo, baby. AEW, though. I did want to address them real quick as we're talking a little bit of wrestling. Now, keep in mind, though, before I say this.
You're the last one that pays for this shit.
I do. I think AEW's been having... You're all good, brother.
Fuck shit.
He's Brock Lesnar on Pat McAfee, dude. He's breaking the table, dude. But,
Tokyo table. That's the Japan table.
What Brock Lesnar say, this janky-ass table. But, for AEW, though, there was something that I did just want to bring up. Now, I love AEW. I think they're a great alternative. I think there's a lot of great things that happen there, and there's a lot of bad things that happen there. And unfortunately, this is one of those times where I have to address those things. At what point do we hit the panic button on all that?
AEW, man. It's okay, man.
I love AEW.
I can't tell.
I just bought a Coke shirt.
You just told me how mediocre their show was on Wednesday. A week ago, you told me how much dog shit it was that day. So it's been dog shit or mediocre.
And how many times have I told you when it's good?
Shit, maybe once every 2 months.
Whose problem's that?
That's probably your problem because you keep watching them and supporting them. So they're never going to learn their lesson. But so they think you want the fucking Young Bucks there because you keep watching.
I'm glad you go with this take, though. What do I do, though? You just said I support them, right? So how could I be hating them? I critique. I'm not going to get on here and get in front of the camera. I'm not going to talk to you.
You buy the shit just so you could shit on it. That's all I hear you talk about. You said Adam Cole with that belt. That belt looks like Big Goldie.
Okay, I love WWE, right? I love WWE, right? Love it. We just talked about it for an hour.
Absolutely.
Then guess what? December to Dismember is the worst pay-per-view of all time. Does that mean I hate WWE? No. Does that mean I like shitting on them? No. That means I watch the product that I go in loving, and I love it going out. But if somebody says, hey, Took, what do you think?
When's the last time you said, that Spike Dudley? He deserves a word. He deserves a title.
Why would I say that?
But you say that you're like Adam Cole. Fuck that guy. He makes that belt look like goddamn Big Goldie from WCW. He looks like he lifts a joystick more than he lifts a fucking weight.
First off, I'm not an Adam Cole guy.
You're like, fuck being ever the same size. And I'm underweight.
Well, now, hold on. Adam Cole's built like Mark Henry. I'm built like me. But it's two different people.
Okay.
Two different people, brother.
Okay.
Adam Cole's yoked. I saw him come on. I'm like, I thought that was Wardlow for a second. I'm like, oh, shit. Adam Cole's back.
I thought that was you.
Fucked up thing is.
I know Adam Cole anywhere has a shit job like me.
Give me the TNT title. Let me have a run, brother. Give me the stick.
He's married to Britt Baker.
Was.
Not anymore, though.
Was. and see.
Is she going to be the Charlotte Flair? Oh, shit. Is Monet going to beat Toni Storm and be their champion of everything?
Toni Storm's actually going to give Mercedes her first L.
She says she doesn't have creative control in AEW.
Yeah, Hogan said he didn't have creative control in WCW. So,
What do you believe, Bischoff or Russo?
I believe Russo. I love Bischoff way more than Russo, but I believe Russo on that.
Proven liars.
Eric Bischoff said that Hogan didn't have creative control. Vince Russo said he did. I'll take Vince Russo.
Vince Russo also said Hogan didn't decide to sue him until he said he was a bald motherfucker. Because that's what broke Hogan.
I can see that too.
Allegedly. So I don't want to get sued by Hogan because I called him bald.
Real American Beer on TikTok now, my brew review.
I can't wait till we fucking get Hogan wrestling with Eric Bischoff.
I'm still trying to figure out what that
promotion is.
But the thing, though, that I wanted to mention about AEW, seriously, and maybe you can call me a hater. Go ahead. Tell me I'm keeping the hate high.
I've already told you you're a hater.
All right, well, then I'm going to say it then. I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to step into the role, damn it. I'm going to kick Cody in the balls. But
that's not my person.
Is All In danger? Let me ask the question.
Of what? Sucking?
Of being a complete massive failure on a grand scale? Okay, let me put this in perspective because Reddit chewed me up. Because I'm on the AEW Reddit. And I posted this, and they chewed my ass out literally 5 days ago. I got chewed out. I lost literally 300 karma because of how many downvotes I got on my shit. I said, because people were like, oh, the hype for All In is real. That was the post. Essentially, that was the post. The post said the hype for All In is real.
Meltzer. That's all you got to do. Don't argue with Meltzer.
Well, I commented on the post, and I said, how is the hype real? We don't have any matches. There's 52,000 tickets available, and only 13,000 of them have sold.
Calm down, Meltzer. They've sold 3,000 tickets.
13,000 tickets, but 52,000 are still available.
Okay, so they sold.
It's the Cowboy Stadium. It's the WrestleMania. I don't think people realize this. The tickets went on sale in November.
That actually started from the beginning, not fucking during their shit period of life.
I see where you're going.
You're going to tell me about their WrestleMania. I've watched this decline coming. And it's been a shit show since. It has been one of the most epic car crashes. And I live in America. You know what we love in America? Fucking car crash.
We love bringing somebody up. And then we love watching them come down.
Absolutely. See, we allowed WWE to get so fucking big that we can't crash that down.
It can, yeah.
It's self-sustaining.
Yeah.
It's plateaued. It'll come up, go down a little bit, come right back up. But AEW, they're not that high. So they peaked at 1 million views. Good numbers. The minute CM Punk said, motherfuckers can't manage to target, that motherfucker nosedived.
Bad.
And this is like a car crash, and Tony don't know what to do.
He doesn't. I agree. I agree with that.
He's panicking, just throwing money at free agents. One of these guys got to be my next big job. Mercedes Moné ain't fucking it. Okada ain't it. Not with the Young Bucks.
Paul London literally just spoke real quick. Paul London said earlier today about
Will Ospreay's his best bet.
Yes.
He's almost fucking it up because his promos are almost sounding exactly the goddamn same. Exactly the same.
No lies told. The lie detector did not make a sound.
And that's where the issue is.
All right. Then let me ask a fun question before we get to
a fun
being
question.
Out here. Yeah. Let me ask you one. And you don't have to ask me the same thing. It's just me asking you. You're the guest on this show. You're the co-host for tonight. You're Tony Khan tomorrow when you wake up. It's Freaky Friday. You wake up, you're Tony Khan. You're Tony Khan until the end of the year.
Wait, what am I asking?
My question is...
What question?
My question is, if you woke up tomorrow as Tony Khan and You have to turn this ship around. You have to get it back going to greener pastures. What would be maybe one or a couple of things that come to your mind that you would do? What do we need? Who needs to get in the ring? What feud? What do we need to do?
Take the ship over to Europe for 6 months.
What do you mean? Because I like where you're going with this.
Bring a whole new market to an outside source.
Get out of the States?
Yeah.
Bring it to where we actually sell out?
Yeah. They like wrestling.
They just announced Grand Slam Mexico a week ago, and that bitch sold out in like 15 minutes. The moment they go outside of the States, boom. The moment they stay inside the States, not good.
Except Australia.
That didn't go over well?
No.
Really?
Yeah. But that's neither here nor there.
I thought that went over well, no?
I don't think it did. But either way, you go into Europe, you hit that tap market.
All right, what do we...
You got to crash and burn certain storylines like the Death Riders. You got to end that shit.
That's what I was about to ask. How do you end it? Who does the belt go to?
Oh, I don't know. Because they should have lost that fucking belt to Swerve Strickland, Hangman Page, anybody. Get the fucking belt off him.
I don't even know who
you got to kill that storyline. You already killed the Trios title. Pat getting hurt was probably a blessing in disguise.
Who? What?
Pac.
Switchblade got hurt too.
Yeah, but he had nothing to do with the Trios title.
No, but Jay White, I thought, was a star that they had on their hands, and they didn't know what to do with him.
But he's back. He got hurt again?
Oh, he's been hurt. Yeah, he's off. He's on the shelf. He's going to be on the shelf for months, yeah.
Okay.
Ankle.
Okay.
Anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong, viewers, but I think that was ankle.
But anyway, it don't matter. That's what you got to do to fix it. Take it overseas. Make some money back that way. Like kill a lot of shit. Hire a writer. Something that can help. Scotty D'Amore. Someone that wrote for TNA that TNA everyone liked.
And see, Tony Khan, the last time that I heard that he was asked about that, which granted I did not see the full interview.
Tony wants to be in charge of shit.
And
have D'Amore be the filter between ideas, taking them to Tony Khan.
He at least needs some help.
And then having him filter what Tony Khan says back to the talent type deal.
One of the things that really scared me that came out of the clip that I saw, because like I said, I did not watch the full interview, so I do not know full context. I'm just going based on clips that I saw. This was like a month and a half ago. One of the things that Tony Khan said that kind of made my ears kind of peak up a little bit, kind of perk up, was as he was elaborating on why he wants to be the sole booker, he said one thing that scared the shit out of me. He said, yeah, he goes, I just have so much fun with it. And I was like, oh, no, wait a minute. We're running a business. Like, you know what I mean? We're running a business. Like, I get it. You're having fun. That's what you're supposed to have with this. I get that. Have the most fun in the fucking world.
That's what happens when you're a
But
mark.
Also,
You're
do good business.
You're a mark.
And that's the issue. That's why I'm the first to say, would I love running my own wrestling company? Yes. Would it be a complete and utter failure? 1,000%. Like, let me preface that. Like, I would love to do it.
Bischoff.
I wouldn't want to be Bischoff because I know that it would fail. It's not my thing. It's not my thing at all. I love playing it on the video game, and then I get 1.5-star disappointing ratings, but I don't want to do that shit in real life because I'd be jeopardizing people's lives and shit. And I'd be fucking with it. And I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm okay with saying I don't know what I'm doing. At some point, Tony Khan has to look around and be like, yo, look, I love like my dream matches and shit, but I'm going to be real. I'm going to keep it a buck. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
You know why AEW succeeded so much?
Well, you said it. You said it better than anybody has ever said it before.
You know why? You know why AEW succeeded this first few years?
Because you were like I remember you said this. Keep in mind, maybe correct me if I'm wrong. To answer your question, I remember that you said something along the lines of, I forget exactly when you said it. You maybe even said it more than once. You were like, Tony Khan did great because he had like all these years to book or something like that. And then Dream Book. And then you said the moment that, what was the match? And because you were right.
Versus Omega.
Yep, and you were like, the moment that happened, you were like, I realized, oh, fuck.
It was over after that. Emo Cowboy won his belt. His friends neglected him.
It was like he didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And he still doesn't. He shows promising signs, but like I always go back to a couple different things.
But I still stand behind him over to CM Punk, whatever happened there.
I don't.
I support him over that. Fuck it. If he made it that far doing whatever he does, let him do whatever he does.
I'm rooting for AEW.
You think anyone takes CM Punk? Like, you don't think CM Punk turned down other people's advice? He said he has before.
Taker talked about it. That he said that CM Punk literally asked him something. Yeah. Pivot off on that real quick, but CM Punk asked him what he thought of a match.
Oh, shit.
And he said that when he told him...
You know what we're doing right now?
What are we doing?
We're talking about CM Punk.
We are.
What time is it?
Clobbering time?
On the East Coast.
CM Punk might have changed.
Absolutely. People change.
You don't got to tell me, brother.
214 on the East Coast.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, we just talked about AEW. Well, before we get out of here on this special bonus episode of Bumps and Bruises, which, by the way, we'll be doing these weekly. Stay locked in. Stay subscribed. All that good stuff. I love hearing from y'all. Let the comments roll. As you know, we love responding to our comments. I don't like just seeing blank comments. I like diving in and making sure that everybody gets acknowledged with me. So with that being said, I'm going to acknowledge you. You're going to acknowledge me as my good brother. So with that being said, I thought it would be fun for the first time ever to end this Bumps and Bruises episode that we've embarked on, which I'll be honest, this has been probably my favorite one yet. And he said, first time here, y'all are dope. I appreciate you big time. You're dope. And I want to also extend this, and I appreciate that greatly. Thank you. Thank you. Way to get locked into the weekly giveaways. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What? Brother, yeet. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. But, oh, that was the first time I ever got to do that. But with that being said, though, I want to open the floor because I'm going to ask you a question. Now, get this, though, dude. Hold on, brother. You're going to ask me a question, dude. And then our good brother observing stuff, who's definitely observing a hell of a lot of stuff tonight. What? Yeah. He's going to get to ask us a question. So you can ask us a question at the same time. One question that me and him will both answer before we get up out of here. But I'm going to ask you one and you ask me one, and then we're going to answer his great question. So who do you want to go first, me or you? Who goes? You want to ask me first?
I'll ask you first.
Hit me. Hit me. What Heath Ledger say in the... oh, God, voice crack. What Heath Ledger say in the street? Hit me. Ask me anything.
So, in an alternate universe.
In an alternate universe.
It says CM Punk doing wrestling. He did MMA. He trained for MMA. How far do you think he would have made it?
In an alternative universe,
do you think he works hard enough to do MMA? Basically. Like, if he instead didn't wait till after his prime, he instead went there instead.
I think he would be a lot better in MMA than he was in
He'd be a world champion?
I wouldn't go that far.
He'd be as successful as he is.
Well, here's my thing. As somebody
would he headline the UFC pay-per-view before he headlined a main event WrestleMania?
He said he got his ass beat. Yeah, he did. Both times. Would I... here's the thing that my brain clicked with for some reason. I think that he would have been at least a lot better. I don't know about world champion.
Okay.
But I think he would have been a lot better only because even now he still practices jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And I think if he would have... 2 minutes and 4. I get it. But, and you were there for it. You were there live in the flesh for it. I wasn't even there.
Absolutely, he chose the right sport because he's an entertainer.
That's a bullseye. Yeah, Yeah.
He knows how to make stuff look good.
I'd say MMA, his best bet would have been being like a what you
Mickey
love
Gall
to
was a perfect opponent for him to open up with. Good starter opponent.
at like for his skill at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an embarrassment. At
But
that
anyway,
point, I think I could.
I'm ready to hear your question.
Okay. So I've been tossing around questions literally this whole episode. In fact, I'm grabbing another Bruce Scalini, another Cleveland Milwaukee Brewer, if you don't mind me, even though it ain't no Milwaukee's best, I'll tell you that for a fact. However, my question for you, because a lot of different questions floated around my head today. And I was like, I know just the question I got for him, because it kind of puts you in a tricky predicament. As somebody who grew up
Jesus Christ, don't
throughout the Attitude Era.
Don't get it X-rated.
What?
Okay, go ahead.
No.
Okay.
Never that. As somebody who grew up throughout the Attitude Era, I knew we're a couple of years apart. He said he's ready for his question. Let me ask mine, and then we'll get to yours. And I'm so excited to see yours. I'm so fucking pumped because I have no idea what that's gonna be. So my question for you is:
fucking Charlie Day over there.
As somebody who loves great stables and loves great factions, and like I said, we both grew up in the Attitude Era. Undoubtedly, the greatest two factions of all time are the NWO and the FBI. No, NWO and D-Generation X and DX. LWO. No, DX and NWO.
BWO.
Out of the DX and NWO, I want you to name me the 4 best wrestlers. He said he's 30. I'm 29. You're what, 41?
43.
43. Neither here nor there. I forget your age. You're timeless. You're like me, brother. Same thing with you. We're all Tony Storms. But my question is, out of DX and NWO, if you put them together as one big group, not when NWO got crazy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Who is the 4 best wrestlers out of DX and NWO?
Who do I choose to build a stable around? Am I doing black and white NWO or Wolfpack NWO?
You pick 4 guys to build the stable around between DX and NWO.
I could choose like Buff Bagwell, Horace Hogan.
Sure. Name them whatever you want.
Horace Hogan, Buff Bagwell.
But then can I answer my own question as well?
Hold on. Scott Norton and Stevie Ray. Oh, shit. I got to name it X-Pac. I'll replace Scott Norton with X-Pac.
Well, 1, 2, 3 kid. You got to.
Yeah. So there you go. Fake Sting.
Oh.
Okay, realistically,
yeah,
I would choose like Triple H because he'd be the Hogan. He'd be the Hogan out of the bunch.
Wow.
For tag team, I'm going with.
He said HBK, Hollywood, Hogan, X-Pac, Triple H.
See, I'm going tag team.
I'm gonna answer it though too.
I'm gonna go with Kevin Nash, Scott Hall as my tag team. Because you got to have tag team, and enforcer would be like Triple H would be my world champ. Tag team would be tag team champs. Would be the outsiders. And then for the wild card, because I need either a good mid card champion or a good comedy, like someone's taking pins in the NWO. So that eliminates like Macho Man. So I'm choosing X-Pac.
He left out a name that's wow. Okay,
I would go with cheap heel heat with X-Pac, and it's what's up. I love that
the
shit,
Uncle
man.
Cracker theme song.
I love that shit because X-Pac was a good like mid champion, because European champ at one point in time.
That's true.
A comedy champ.
Good stuff with the Bronco Buster.
Yeah, he was a good. He could be a good comedy.
I always liked X-Pac.
Comedy heel.
Well,
I don't want the Road Dogg and Billy
X-Pac
James.
was underrated. Absolutely, 100%.
I think he was perfectly rated, but I don't believe he was under. I think
he was under.
Because I think he really got lucky with a lot of his jobs. Think about it. He's part of the two most popular stables.
Did he get lucky, or was he just cool?
Or did he politic?
He got lucky. What did I just say? What did I just say? What did I just say?
He was really good with the people, man.
He was cool with them.
Yeah.
He was cool with the top guys.
Yeah.
Because he drank beers with the top guys.
Because he was Hall Nash's buddy. He was Shawn and
Dude, he literally told the story on Chris Van Fleet like 2 years ago. He goes, Razor told me that night that, it was supposed to be like, oh, I'm going over, blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely, I believe in Xbox as far as that goes.
Fuck yeah.
That's why I'd put him at number 4 in my NWO DX matchup. I chose 2 NWO,
So did he.
2 fucking.
He had him at 3.
He chose 3 DX people and only 1 NWO.
Well, I'm going to give my 4.
Okay.
You said your leader, right?
Yeah.
Give me Sean.
Okay.
Sean's my leader, of course.
Okay.
That's my guy, as that's always been stated. I'll never turn on him.
Okay.
I didn't. He said
my guy.
Big compared to regular people, but small compared to the wrestlers. Yeah. After Shawn Michaels for my second pick, give me Razor Ramon. I'm a big Razor guy. R.I.P. Scott Hall, man. I'm drinking for you, brother. Absolutely love him. I think his chemistry with Shawn was insane. I'd love to see what they could have done maybe as a tag team. We never got to see that. So I would love to put Razor as that second. And I would say that him and Shawn Michaels would do what Triple H and Stone Cold did in 2001 and be the, I forget what their tag team name was. God knows my wrestling trivia. They were called something. Triple H and Stone Cold when they won the tag team titles, and Triple H was the Intercontinental Champion, and Stone Cold was the World Heavyweight Champion or WWE Champion.
Oh fuck! Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I forget exactly what their tag team was called. It was something like
Power Trip.
Yeah. The 2-man Power Trip. Thank you, dude. Thank you, bro. Yes, the 2-man Power Trip. So I would have them and Razor. Thank you. And then after that, I would have, give me China, because you got to have your woman enforcer. R.I.P. Joni Lauer.
I didn't even think about China.
Yeah, give me her. That'd be 3. That's my woman. And then 4. That's the 9th wonder, baby. Number 4 though. Give me Kenny Dykstra. No, I'm kidding. He was an honorary DX member for a night. Legitimately though, for my 4th, give me
Horace Hogan, dude.
My 4 is way different than you guys' because guess who my 4 is?
Sting.
Give me my Sting. That at which it makes a Mack truck move, brother.
Oh, I called
Kevin Nash, dude.
I called Kevin Nash.
Oh, you called the Kevin?
The Outsiders. My tag team. With him and Scott Hall.
Yeah. I gotta put Mr. Punisher in there, brother. Blonde Russian dude.
Stabbed
with a fork, brother. But yeah, that'd be my 4 though. But what a great episode of Bumps and Bruises. And now it is your time observing stuff. Before we close up and get up out of here, what's your question? So I wasn't even thinking. I got to give myself 1 point for that. Yeah, I feel like I kind of oddballed that one. I kind of curved everybody
up. She's the only female available. I can't think of an NWO.
I love China.
Miss Elizabeth, I guess.
Dude, China used to wrestle the guys. Like that.
My question is,
da 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 boom. What do we got? I'll be honest. I'm quite literally on the edge of my seat for this.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Very interesting. I have no idea what we're about to get hit with, and we both got to answer this one. And then what's funny is we got GM mode on the background. Shawn versus Chris Jericho. Think about it. Who is better?
Oh, fucking I hate Shawn Michaels.
Wow, I didn't expect that. Well, first off.
Oh, it could have been Shawn Stasiak.
First off, that's actually one of my.
Stasiak?
No, he doesn't mean Stasiak. I don't think he means Stasiak.
Like
that'd be like if he said Matt Morgan. No, but or Mark Jindrak. But Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho. Well, now first off, let me address this. You're talking about one of my favorite Shawn Michaels matches of all time, WrestleMania 19. Think about it. Who is better? Whoa! Okay. We left the burner on too long. We got a hot take. Chris Jericho is low-key better. I now like your question a lot more. Your question just got a lot more enticing to me, actually.
I like Chris Jericho, to be honest. I thought he could cut a better promo.
Wow. I love Chris Jericho, too.
Better storytelling.
Wow.
If I'm going to choose somebody and Chris Jericho's in their prime against the prime Shawn Michaels for promo and in-ring, I'll take Chris Jericho. Shawn might be better in the ring, but only a little bit compared to how much of a difference Chris Jericho is on the mic than Shawn.
Points are being made from both of y'all right now. I feel like I'm getting double teamed here. I feel like I'm in the Juno position. Hold on.
Because if in-ring skill was like Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, it was like that close, Luke.
It's close.
Then you flip it over, it'd be like mic work. Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho. There's a bigger gap.
Oh shit, man. Okay. Okay. You answered, I'll answer too.
Go ahead, tell us why Shawn Michaels gets you fired, Marty Jannetty 3 times in 1 year. Michaels is better. Police,
I can't believe I'm gonna say something here.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, this is definitely a great episode of Bumps and Bruises because I'm going to say something I never thought I would actually say.
Go ahead, work snitch.
If somebody said, which he did, he asked me, who's better? Think about it. I thought about it, and I'm thinking. I will say, let me say my points before I say what I'm going to say, actually. Let me drag it out a little bit, make content out of it.
In all fairness.
We're going to clip it. This is going to be a TikTok clip.
In all fairness, I'm a Bret Hart fan.
And you're a Bret Hart guy, and I'm a Shawn Michaels guy.
Absolutely.
So what I'm about to say is not easy to say. But it goes to what we talked about earlier.
Go, Fozzy, go. Living out of wrestlers' pockets.
Don't make me play Judas or drinking by Jesus or drinking with Jesus. But, all right. Here's what I'll say. Shawn Michaels in the ring, to me, on any given night, is the best wrestler in the world. He's a name that I put up there with The Undertaker. On any given night, you got a banger. No matter who you put him in the ring with. It could be a broomstick or a glass of fucking orange juice. That dude is going to put on a 5-star banger. However, with that being said, if I had to think about who is better, who's got more longevity.
Today over Chris
well, now I start thinking about longevity. I start thinking about
I didn't think about all that.
Everything that he got over. Chris Jericho has got so much shit over. Excuse me. Shawn Michaels has been the heartbreak.
You've just made the list, motherfucker.
Shawn Michaels, Y2J. Shawn Michaels has been.
I used to have that shirt.
The Y2J?
The sparkly shirt?
Yeah.
Like the one he used to wear to the ring?
I never got that bitch.
That one just like it.
Damn. But I'm gonna actually go on record and say that if I had to say who's better, I'd probably say Chris Jericho. And the reason is the in-ring work, the longevity, the match qualities, the input, or the output of matches, I should say, and the quality of them. And he got a lot of shit over. He still managed to get a lot of shit over. A little bit of the public. At the end of the day, damn it, say what I don't want to say. Chris Jericho might be better than Shawn Michaels. There you go. I answered your question.
You know who's better than Chris Jericho? Bret Hart.
I love Shawn Michaels. He said, my friend brought that up to me one day at first. I wanted to say Shawn, and then I thought about it. When you think about it, and you factor everything in, Chris Jericho might be better. I'll say, let me word it like that. Only because he got over so many different gimmicks. He got over so many
You know what I forgot about until just now? You probably don't remember this, but how much do you remember WCW Nitro?
I only remember a little bit.
Yeah, Ralphus, the truck driver, the Jerichoholic Ninja that looked like Danny McBride. I forgot about them two great gimmicks, man.
Plus, the other thing about Chris Jericho that I love, that I'll be honest, Shawn doesn't like to typically do. Yes, I agree with that take, though, as well. You've been making great takes all night, dude. Shout out to you. Salute. But I will say, as we're closing up and wrapping up here.
A guy that loves wrestling knows wrestling.
Yeah. Thank you you tuned into the right place. I'll say the thing about, and I also thought about this, that one of my favorite Shawn feuds is with Chris. That's the other thing. That's the other thing that popped in my mind, because a million Chris feuds popped in my mind. But the other thing I wanted to say about Chris that's a lot different than Shawn, that I also think has to be noted. There was multiple times where Chris Jericho has said that he's been told he's going over. And Chris Jericho literally went to Vince at the time and been like, man, I don't know. Like, aren't you trying to build this guy up? Like, I don't mind taking a fucking pin. Meanwhile, those words would never come out of Shawn Michaels' mouth. I don't mind taking a pin. That would sound like fucking fentanyl kryptonite coming out of his mouth.
Oh, absolutely.
He'd think the coke was
He'd
laced.
be like, hold on, Chris Jericho's back there doing fucking meth, dude.
That's why Chris Jericho's like, hey, I know it goes against the story. I'll kick you in the balls, or you can go over, but I'm at least kicking you in the balls.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels been like, Chris Jericho's back there fucking roofing girls and doing blow off strippers' asses.
Meanwhile, the whole time he's just writing lyrics to half shitty rock music. No, I like Fozzy. See, that's where I get in trouble. I say
He's
things.
Been living out of wrestlers' pockets for 20 years now. Fozzy sucks.
I like Fozzy. Ah,
Jesus Christ, I hated that song, Judas.
Judas in my mind. What have I become? No, I actually really like that song. I can't hate it.
My funeral, so it ruins it for you.
You want me to take the aux on that one?
Yeah. So you ruined that song for you.
What have I become? And I'm just sad the whole time, just sobbing.
Yeah, nonstop.
You played Judas and my dude's dead.
I want my kids and wife to sing it. Like they do in the arenas, because it's going to be about the same amount of crowd coming to my funeral that goes to an AEW show anymore. I mean, granted,
your funeral's going to look like a collision.
I looked at WrestleMania tickets, and them motherfuckers are like $700 for decent seats.
Bro, I'm at the point where I saw what the Royal Rumble tickets are expected to be. And I'm like, yo, if I'm paying $40K for a ringside ticket, cue my entrance music. I'm in this bitch. Put me in the fucking nest.
So you just paid $45 to go to an indie show? Oh, absolutely. I've listened to Shawn Michael, any one of his themes, any day of the week.
Wait a minute.
Oh, Shawn.
I'm just a sexy toot. I make your rap song good. Yeah, I think I'm hood. I'm just a sexy toot.
You know who did that voice? Sherry Martel. Scary Sherry.
I never thought I would do sexy toot on a live feed, but that's fun.
Oh, Shawn.
And then he put the bitch in an ankle lock. He said, y'all are crazy.
Dude, I know a lot about old wrestling because I started watching wrestling.
You think we're crazy now? Wait till I go ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, hold on. Because that's the music I really play.
Oh, shit, really?
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
That music?
That's what they carry the casket to.
I was hoping for the Oddity theme, which is just ICP singing.
Or do you want that Odyssey Jones theme, brother? He said, Chris Benoit. Yeah.
Okay, in fairness, my wife and kids got me a Chris Benoit shirt for Father's Day last year. Sold by Walmart, of all places. I'm pretty sure they got in trouble.
You get that bow on screen. That's a power dad
funny
move.
as hell.
That's hilarious.
I laughed.
That's funnier than anything Pete Davidson has ever done. And I'm supposed to be keeping love high in hate.
Compare me to Pete Davidson, that's a hard thing to compare to.
Hard thing to hear. Wow. All right. We're up out of here. We're getting ready to get our gaming on. I'm getting ready to roll a blunt. WrestleMania main event shirt on. He's rocking the... Shout out to Indie Wrestler.
Crazy Kid?
Fuck yeah. Shout him out, man. We saw him in Detroit. He fucking tore the house down. Incredible show. If you haven't seen those clips yet, go check out my Twitter. Check out my TikTok. However, observing stuff. You get a special shout out.
Your fucking TikTok.
Thank you for being... You follow it on Young Dumbledore at TikTok. At Young Dumbledore.
Shit, what's he playing?
I'm about to play PS5 VR. Peace out. What are you playing on PS5 VR? Because we're about to get our GM mode on and smoke some weed. Hell yeah. Yeah. What? 4 letters. 1 word.
Resident Evil 4.
Oos. Oh. Hold on, I can do my
classic.
Leon. When you leave that fucking blonde bitch in the fucking dirt, she's like, Leon. Yeah, I'll never forget, though, I killed the merchant. I killed the merchant before I killed the Napoleon. And that fucked me up. Because I had to buy a bazooka, and I used to kill the merchant all the time. Because every time he would say this, it made me think like a brokey. Yeah, Ashley. Annoying ass bitch. That bitch was always Leon. But then you got, don't forget, though, the merchant's annoying, too. Because that motherfucker would call you a brokey. He'd look right at me and be like, not enough cash, stranger. And I'm like, not enough cash? How about this 12-gauge shotgun to your fucking jaw, bitch?
Last VR game I played was Resident Evil Biohazard?
Oh, fuck.
7?
Yeah.
The one before Village, so.
Hot take, but my favorite Resident Evil is Raccoon City.
7.
4 in Raccoon City is my two favorites. Last thing I played and only thing I ever played on VR.
I play on PS5. I just don't have the PS5 VR.
Yeah, I only time I've ever played VR was in round 1, and I almost fell down.
Manhunt was the shit.
Manhunt? Oh, fuck
blood.
Yeah, dude. With Pigsy?
We agree more on video games than we do on fucking wrestling.
That's true. The chainsaw wielding pig, Pigsy. Manhunt 2 was fucked up too.
Absolutely.
But Manhunt 1 though is classic. What was his name? Cash?
I think so.
Yeah, there's the homemade like VHS tape shit, right? Mainly just on PS5. I'm an Xbox kid. Spoiler alert. There's a song coming out on the Sell Me This Pen EP, Call Me Xbox Kid. And with that being said, 29 Candles out now, available everywhere now. You probably don't know this. I make music. If you do know it, you know where to find it. If you don't know it, I'll tell you where to find it. TUKE, capital LENKKU, on any DSPs. That be Weezer, Deezer, Pornhub, Geezer, Spotify, Apple Music. You can find it anywhere that you like to listen to your music. Cash Up, the game is hard. I can't beat it. Cash You Up, that game is hard. Hard as fuck, can't beat. Oh, wow. Yeah, I remember actually beating that game. Another horror game I'll throw out since you threw one out. You ever played The Evil Within? That's a PlayStation. Yeah. Evil Within 1 and Evil Within 2. Yeah. Fucking love those games. But with that being said, though, new merch available now. Exercise Your Demons, as well as the original logo as well, which is in the thumbnail. And we have new music available now, like I just mentioned, 29 Candles. We got a new music video available now. I know that's crazy. Drink My Blood. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What? Go check that out. And with that being said, if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe. Stay locked in, tuned in tomorrow night, a.k.a. later today. We got Sleepless Radio episode 241, Sleeping with Sirens versus Set It Off. Looking really forward to that. And thank you once again to Scotty Two-Stone for joining us on this great podcast adventure that we embarked on, probably our longest one ever. And with that being said, it's time to gang. Keep the love high and the hate low. Cross your T's, dot your I's, and hope that you wake up the next day and get to survive. With that being said, I love y'all. Peace. Keep the love high and the hate low. You know what to do. Wake up with a smile on. Remind yourselves of 3 things you're grateful for. And last but certainly never least, look in that mirror and say, I love you. Anything you'd like to leave the people with, Scotty Two-Stone? I love your taglines.
Wrestling is real and people are fake.
Don't be a jobber. He said, I beat both Evil Within games. All right, peace out, guys. Peace out to y'all as well. Everybody watching this live and watching it afterwards. Peace. Shout out Evil Within.